Okay, so the first thing I wanted to do this morning was show you a really cool way of using ChatGPT with text information that you might receive from different places. Um, and let me, okay. So this is ChatGPT, as y'all know. And then this is in VAR. So the you can take anything with data in it and ask ChatGPT to make you a graphic of some sort. So we touched on this yesterday at 11 o'clock with a little bit of dialogue and an example, but I wanted to show you how to actually do this. So here's NVAR, and what I have here is market statistics 2025 year-end totals in December 2025. This paragraph, the second paragraph here, is the whole year end. So I'm going to take this one paragraph, right click, I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to go to ChatGPT and give it some instructions on what I want it to do with this dialogue. So that's called the prompt. So take the following information and create an infographic that I can use on Facebook. The information is about year-end data on housing, sales, listings, days on market, etc. Like I'm talking to an assistant, okay? And say, take the following information and create an infographic that I can use on Facebook. The information is about year-end data on housing sales, Facebook, and a flyer. Let's say that. Okay. And then I insert what I just copied off of nvar.com. So it's going to do that. And it's going to take all this data 2025, 2024, the 16,000, the 1.55%, and it's creating this. Now, I have the free version of Chat GPT. It's getting better. There were times when I would do this prompt, and man, it was like, no, it's not 1.5%, it's 15%. And then it would do 1.5, oh, 1.5. I'm like, what are you doing? Take out the period beside. And I had to give it lots of instructions. So it's getting a lot better now. And as you can see, it's creating this. I will tell you, you can't just sit there and give one right after another. You will reach the end of what it allows you to do as a free user. But right now, it's going to give me this one. If I did this a couple more times, it would probably say, hey, you've reached the end for the day. See you at 3 p.m. And that's when I can do it again. So
And
that's
just
kind of
for
how it works.
comparison for the
What's
folks
that?
that don't know, the Chat GPT Pro is $20 a month, so $240 a year, and you get unlimited, you're not throttled, and it has a memory element
Hmm.
that will get to know what you're asking about and how you ask about. So
Hmm.
just for comparison, if you're thinking about price per paid versus free.
Yeah. And a lot of times they'll say, I mean, you'll see all this stuff. Being realtors, we're followed by everybody online, right? And how many have seen stuff online where they say, this reduced my workload by 45% and like all that. And what I see that they're really talking about is it gave you a lot of ideas, but it's not really doing it for you, you know? So I don't know. This, it's doing it for me. And we'll see in just a second how it took that information. For those just now joining, my version of chat is taking the information in this box and creating an infographic for me. And this is the prompt I gave it. Take the following information and create an infographic that I can use on Facebook and a flyer. The information is about year-end data on housing sales, listing days on market. I probably should have said in Northern Virginia, but hopefully it will pick that up. The total number of units, it's not going to pick that up. That's all it's got. Okay. So this is what it gave me. Pretty clean. It's telling me it's up 1.5, up 6.04. That's good. So what would make this better?
Well, probably being specific about the area, because this
Mm,
is general information, doesn't say where. So
right.
anybody looking across the state's going to say, oh, I guess we're doing good.
Yeah, thank you. Insert
Oh.
in the bottom of the infographic that this information is from for Northern Virginia. Okay. Is that good?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Well, we'll see how
Thanks
it
for the vote of
puts
confidence there, right?
Northern Virginia in the bottom versus
Right.
doing it in the titles.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty good graphic for
Yeah,
about
but I
a
did
minute worth of
say
work.
insert on the bottom of the infographic that this information is for Northern Virginia. So I told it to do that instead of saying, let's redo the whole thing. I really just wanted to have it just put because I got more space. That's good. And let's see what it says there. So this is a really good tool to start using. Now, when you say it'll do this for you and do this this it will do for you. This is really great. I like this. And I have started using ChatGPT to start doing more of my infographics that I post or put into a video. I'll pull it up and talk about it, stuff like that. Use them in my PowerPoints, in my presentations from Canva.
Hey, Anthony,
Yeah.
I wonder if you've tried the MLS results, putting that data into ChatGPT and them making a nice graphic. Like, say you wanted to focus on Falls Church, like a zip code in Falls Church.
Hmm.
Um, do you think it would do that?
Yeah. When this gets done, I'll show you what we did yesterday.
Okay.
And were you on our little session yesterday?
I wasn't,
Okay,
sorry.
yeah, I'll show you what I did with from NVAR. I pulled up and did two infographics for Fairfax and Prince William County. I emailed those out to everybody, but they were
Anthony,
done
is this
from
the
the
one with this?
instructions to chat. What's that?
Is this the one with the single family townhouse and
Yeah,
condo one?
yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good graphic it was created.
I thought it did really well. If you
Yeah,
give
that
enough
was
information to it, Mr. Chat here will do stuff. So this is about to come forward here. And I don't really see anyone doing this. Northern Virginia, dang it, that's all it did. I didn't give enough information to it. But I tell you what I can do with this is I can take this PDF or this it's a PNG when it downloads it. And there's enough space there for me to put my own information there. So I'm gonna send this out to you guys and say, okay, this is the year-end market report. A look back at the year in housing, Northern Virginia, and there's plenty of space on the bottom for us to put our pictures and graphics and stuff like that. Okay. So I'll pull this down. So yeah, that's good. Thank you, Mr. and Miss Chat. I'm going to download that puppy. There you go. There it is.
This stuff is
And
really scary.
yeah,
Anthony,
yeah.
I think we can take that in and put it into the Canva that's incorporate with
Yes. Yes, you can.
command. Mhm.
Very good point. Just pull this in, upload it in your own Canva, and then go put your stuff on the bottom. Thanks, Anya. That's a great idea.
You're
I'm
welcome.
gonna,
yeah.
gonna do that this afternoon. I'll do that. So I like it. It's getting a lot better, you know? And I think it's something we really should be taking advantage of. And again, for now, we got a whole bunch of people here. What I did is I took information from NVAR's year end report. I took this one paragraph. I told the prompt is this sentence in ChatGPT. And then I pasted this information from NVAR,
Mhm.
and it gave me this graphic. And then I said, thank you. Insert in the bottom that this information is for Northern Virginia, and it added it. So it can keep adding more and more information if you want. All right, so let's see. Thanks. I need to personalize it with my info. Please insert Anthony Carr, KW United, 703-819-9800.
Do you think it'll find your information, Anthony,
I don't
without you
know.
putting that on there?
I don't know.
The paid
I bet you it will.
the paid one will, once you have your,
Mhm.
your signature block, for lack of a better term, and you tell it insert that, it'll do that. But this will probably do something very equivalent.
Yeah, let's see what it does with that. Anyway, I'll send you the blank one with the blank on the bottom, and then you guys can do what you want to with it.
We can use the paid one for multiple times. I think so. There is some limitations for the free one, though. Like it will do
Yeah,
like we can edit like 4, 5 times. That's it.
right. Until the next day. Yeah, for sure. So it's good to be specific with your prompt. Like if I'd done this information, but then say up in my prompt, say, this is for Northern Virginia, and please include my information on the bottom, that would have been one item that it did. Now it's done three. It's doing three. We'll see what it looks like when it gets done here. Has anyone else done this type of infographic design for? Yeah. Hmm. What have you used it for, Megan?
Sorry, couldn't find my mute
No
thing.
problem. Yeah.
Exactly the same thing, which is funny because it gave me the same like color scheme
Oh,
and everything, and I decided it wasn't my brand. And so I never ended up using it, but I just one day was playing around and it looked exactly the same.
really?
Like colors and
The
the
graphic on the
image of
bottom?
like the house to the city. Yeah.
Hmm.
I wonder if you
Well,
can put that in the prompt to be
Yeah.
like, okay, make it look like my brand.
That's what I started
Oh,
doing and
okay.
didn't wanted like the specific colors, the fonts, and I was like, I ain't got time for that. I'll just go do it myself.
So the paid version will do that. It will,
okay.
it'll learn your brand, your
Yeah.
colors, logo, and remember it. And then you can have that drop in.
Hmm.
I did an event flyer on ChatGPT like back when it was first starting. I mean, when they just kind of came out with it, and it was so off. I mean, I can't remember what it was about, but they had like a stopwatch and it was like really old timey. I was like, oh my
Hmm.
gosh, that's not what I'm trying, the fonts were like all weird. But hopefully you could use it for that too. And hopefully
Yeah.
they're better about it now.
So I'm done. I'll be using this one. I'll go post this up in a little bit. It looks pretty good.
The other thing about the paid version, it uses a higher version of their system.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they were able to monetize pretty quickly, weren't they?
I've just started
Yeah.
using the paid one.
Yeah.
I did some research on free versus the paid, and I said for $240, build $20 a month. Let me try it. And
Right.
I'm already seeing, yeah, I mean, it's all depending upon the information you put in. But the nice thing it appears about the paid version is as you continue to give it information, it will learn what you like, your style of communication.
Hmm.
So if it's, hey, do me a listing narrative for this house, it'll learn the way, and you use a prior example of how you wrote something, it will learn that.
Yeah. All right. So for those that want to, I just put it in the chat, the graphic, if y'all just want to pull it down from there. So that's the quick lesson on ChatGPT today. I'm finally seeing after about a year and a half now, 2 years, that it's starting to really take off and do what I would like it to do. So, but y'all can see my prompts here on the left, right? So I use this when I'm doing my videos. So this is my coffee and cannolis flyer. Okay. Elevator value in Arlington. I was searching that. I did a video on the whole Trump institutional banning institutional investors. What will that do? So it gave me, and this was my, once I did the video, this is my actual transcription on the right here.
Mhm.
And then it took it and created an SEO optimized YouTube description and summary. And then this is what I put in the bottom of the video, part of it, the video summary. And I use some of these SEO optimized hashtags. All right. Um, this is a this was I did a friend's resume and popped it in here. So it did the resume for me. So all these things here, interest rate calculation, even a garlic and onion spinach salmon recipe. I wanted to.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, Anthony. I saw that in the
Thank you.
margin. Mm.
Well, here's what happened on this one. I had spinach and salmon, and then I read the recipe and like, well, I saw my wife had actually put out other vegetables she wanted to use instead. I said, well, change the vegetables from spinach to mixed vegetables and cauliflower. And it changed it on the fly. It's gonna be
So
the
I ask for recipes all the time.
yeah.
And apparently, probably with the paid version, you can take a picture of what's in your fridge and ask Chat to give you some recipes based on what you
Yeah.
have.
I'll open the fridge and say, this is what I got. What am I going to do? And I always do. We always have a lot of spices. So my thing is usually, um, I got plenty of spices, so just, and then it puts it in here.
Hey, Anthony, since we're talking about Chat GPT and the like,
Yeah.
everyone in our office, frankly, should type their name into whichever, Chat GPT or whichever language model you want and see what comes up. Because as I've been reading, more and more, the projection is more and more people will search for real estate agents using AI,
Mm,
and we all need to know how we are being described
mm,
when you plug in our names in ChatGPT or
yeah.
Gemini or any of that.
Well, that's a really good point. And it's also, it's ever changing. Like we did a search once on, are the top real estate agents in Alexandria, Virginia
Yeah, I did that too.
in 2026. Sean Murphy. Oh my gosh, look at that. It linked it. And
I
some
went
of
to
these, it's like, okay, where are they picking it up from? You know?
Yeah, so I went to that regional event with Cody Gibson, and they talked about how um, if you have a lot of Google reviews, it's not going to show up in Chat GPT because Gemini, like Google has Gemini. So that's one thing to,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
consider.
Well, I did the search about 2 months ago, and several of these were not on there. Um, and in fact, some of our agents were on there. So it's really, I think it gives you a window, and I said 2026. What about for year end 2025? See, it changed. Now, all of these people are all from one group, but that's what it based on 2025 year production and reputation. Okay. Yeah. So that's interesting kind of stuff. But what I found when you look at give me a report on like 22152 or something like that, the data is not always right up to par. It's late. Now for the paid version, like Scott said, maybe there's something there where it pulls in more up-to-date data. But the challenge is it's a to get a to me to put it down right now and ask for that, it's got information that's 60 days old and older. You know, it's not the MLS. So the MLS is going to be a little bit stronger.
So I actually took a class, I can't remember, it was a couple of weeks ago, that talked about AI and what it was suggesting is to ask chat, should I hire and then put a name to sell my house in whatever location, like where you're located, and it will give you a whole write-up, and it takes basically all the information from your website or whatever is available
Hmm.
online. So they did talk about make sure that you go back to your website and you update it, and you have to have
Hmm.
like a really good bio, um, post your reviews and testimonials, because a lot of people like most of my reviews go either to Zillow or Google, right? Or
Hmm.
Facebook. So it was saying, hey, make sure that all the reviews are actually you posting it into your website. Um, post your listing history, because that's where it pulls, I think that's where it pulls the information from. If it's linked to listings in a certain area, then we'll see who's got, the most amount, or like a repeat listing agent, and it will be, or maybe even selling agent. I think it tracks
Hmm.
both of them. And then like have answers and questions that you let people interact
Hmm.
with, and then continue to keep doing that on chat, because apparently it just keeps learning new stuff.
Oh, really good point.
Yeah.
And that's all to help put together stuff for you to get that done so that you have this information you can use to then create the image that's out there for you, for sure. All right. So that's the lesson for the day on that one. So anything from you guys? Anything going on? You got questions about?
I do.
Go for it.
Um, so I have a buyer that's under contract on the property that's vacant in Sterling, and apparently the sellers moved somewhere to like Berryville or something like that, which is, I think,
It's in Clark County, next county
right.
over. Hmm.
Right, somewhere where I don't know. So they're not nearby. The house is vacant. It's been vacant for several weeks. I don't know exactly how long. But my clients, we were supposed to have a wood destroying insect inspection done on Wednesday, and then I checked. I was like, wait, I never got anything. So I called them, and they were, of course, they were closed. So then I was reporting back to my clients that the inspection didn't happen yet. We have to reschedule when they open because they were closed. And my clients were like, I hope they have done whatever they need so the pipes don't freeze. And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
shoot.
wow.
Hmm.
So I guess my response was, I hope so too, right? But like, how do we then, we're not closing until the 12th of
Wow.
February. But when we are doing our walkthrough or whatever, like, how do we assure that things are actually haven't been, I mean, typically I will turn on faucets and flush toilets just to
Hmm.
kind of see, but I mean, anything else that we should be on the lookout for during these crazy, I mean, single digit weather on properties that are vacant, and like, uh, you know, uh, what happens if my clients do close and now they go there and the pipes don't have water or whatever?
They can hold the seller accountable to it.
How?
And I believe the final walkthrough now includes a phrase there that you can take your inspector with you on the final walkthrough.
We didn't do inspection. We actually had an inspection from the previous buyers that fell
Right.
through, and they
But you
shared
still
with
have a
us.
walkthrough.
Yes.
And so this is Virginia, correct?
Yes.
All right.
And what I did notice that actually the agent is West Virginia agent.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
Hey, Anthony and
Yeah.
Anya, while you're looking that up, my furnace decided to die during the coldest week of the century.
Ouch.
Um, so what so thanks to ChatGPT.
Is that why your camera is not on?
Yeah, like I
Sorry,
know.
Chris.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's I can still like watch my face, I guess. I just it's a habit to not have my camera on. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, this is why I'm wearing like fleece and the whole nine. Um, yeah, so maybe you can, ask the listing agent to well, he's in West Virginia, but maybe you can do it like have the just the faucets running like dripping,
Hmm. Yeah.
and opening the cabinets.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Opening the cabinets is so that the,
I know, but we don't know
yeah.
what temperature it was left. I actually texted the agent and she
Yeah.
said, "Oh, he went there, I think yesterday or the day before that. He went there and everything seemed to be fine, but I
Okay.
don't know what he did." And again, I don't want to be
Well,
overbearing.
it's a walkthrough. It's just like you do, like turning on the water, making sure it's flowing properly, what is properly. Just looking at the shut off valves to see if were they turned off and winterized, those types of things. What you're
And
doing is
what
what you
if it
do.
do-
And
what
then
if
there's
what
kind
if
of a,
what if it isn't?
if it's not shut off properly,
Well, if it's not shut off or the water is not coming, then what?
that's a walkthrough item. So you need to have this fixed before we get to closing. And I'm actually having a discussion with David Robertson about this whole walkthrough breach. I'm having a discussion with him about breaching.
Hmm.
What this class I just sat through is not what has been told to us about I find walkthrough items and the seller's in breach. What can I do? And we've always said, well, you can't not close. And this thing says you can rescind the contract. But then
Hmm.
but then the class kind of did a switch and said, now here's the summary. And it was said material items breach. I'm like, well, that's different. And so it was like, did AI write this thing? Because it's not coming out very well. So I'm going to be talking with David Robertson today. Say, man, you got to explain this to me. What's this right of rescission here in Virginia code? And I went looking for it while I'm in the class, I'm looking for it to check them. And there's nothing there. But it does say, and I'm wondering, did this person that wrote this class get it mixed up with another state? But it was saying that if there's something there that the seller is in breach, you can say, I'm not going to go to closing and you can cancel and rescind it. And I'm like, that is not what we've been taught. So,
Yeah, that's an interesting, I mean,
yeah,
rescission, it has a very specific meaning. And so that's
right.
curious that they use that.
And what
Yeah.
I saw in the code is rescission is if, like, I'm selling you windows and I came to your house and I signed a contract with you, I can rescind that contract within a certain amount of time
Hmm.
because you're selling windows to me. I didn't see anything on rescinding the sale of a home, but I don't know. I mean, I guess it's there. I just need to understand when you say I can rescind this house contract, do you mean I can rescind it because it's something egregiously wrong? It does say you can work it out, you can have an agreement, you can do this, or the buyer can rescind, or the seller can rescind if the person's in, if they can't come to an agreement. I'm like, dude, that's not, never seen this class like that before. So this stuff doesn't look new. So I'll get back to you guys on that and
Well,
see
I'm kind of
when can you
interested.
really rescind the contract? It wasn't clear
Yeah,
at all.
exactly. And yeah, my understanding was that you have to figure out like right there and on your walkthrough of
Yeah,
what's gonna
you
happen.
do.
But I think what I'm going to do, hopefully next week, when is the 12th?
Thursday
Week after next.
or
Yeah,
Thursday.
maybe next week, because it's right now it says 7 days before closing. I think I might do a first walkthrough
I would.
earlier. and see if
Push
there's
that heat
any
up, man.
issues.
I'd get it up to like 70 or something, 72, just to keep that house warm during this cold. This cold weather's not going away for another week. It's still going to be
Yeah.
in the 30s and
Well,
below.
no kidding. Yeah. And we're
Yeah.
under a mountain of ice.
Yeah. So, Scott, you got a question?
Yeah, I've got a weather related question as well. So an agent called me this morning and has a closing and is representing the seller. And apparently it's a condo with a small driveway to a garage, presumably. And condo's vacant, hadn't been there, and driveway's covered with snow and ice. And so the buyer agent brought that up in a text. And so the agent called me and I said, well, it's not the same material condition um, as date of offer, date of home inspection, or whatever else might have been checked in the contract. I don't know how weather implies that. I said just respond and just say, hey, when is your client needing to get into the house, and I'll figure out a way to get it cleared
Mm.
and see how they respond. But that raises a question about, is that
I
something
think
that they could?
Yeah, and it's not the first time this has come up before. It's like, well, what about this? Well, it's the same thing as forget about snow, think about flood, or think about
Mhm.
tree falls on the house or hits the carport. You have to leave it in the condition it was. This is where the buyer is protected from, um, like an as-is contract. It is as is, but the contract says substantially same condition. So if they wrote the contract, when did we get snow? Sunday? If they wrote the contract and ratified and it was like 3 weeks ago, what is substantially same condition? Can they get access to the property? Did a tree limb fall on the air conditioner? Was the air conditioner, working? Regardless of what they had in the contract about as is or no inspection, if the furnace was working before, then I think it's got to be working now. If I had access because of the condition of the driveway and the stairs, and now I don't, and I'm closing, how's the moving van supposed to get in? It's not substantially same condition. I think the weather has now there are usually things, and this is where it would hold the seller accountable. Any acts of God are the
Oh,
seller's
I see.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This
that's
is truly an act of God that I'm going to
right.
dump 12 inches on you. And so I would think the sell, look, that's an act of God, of nature. You need to go take care of that before closing.
Yeah. Yep.
And if a listing agent's got an issue with that, and I'm talking to the choir here too, but go out in the street and look at the house and say, if I was moving in, would I be okay with this?
I
No.
think I think the concern was, oh
Yeah.
my God, well, closing was today, and this was
Oh.
the walkthrough. And I said, well, okay,
Oops.
it needs to get fixed, but talk to the buyer agent and say, hey, when does your client need to get in?
Yeah.
I'll take care of it, and using your professional credibility,
Right.
hopefully versus, oh, let's delay, because if it's, I don't care if it's a small driveway, trying to, if it hasn't been touched in a week,
Man, it
it's
ain't
like,
happening today.
no.
I'm
I
imagining
mean,
like
it
one of
might,
those
you can get
long
started.
driveways you can't get to the house
Oh,
even.
Sheesh,
yeah.
man.
Um,
But I would put
Yikes.
that in the those two categories. It's not the same condition, and it's an act of nature, act of God. You got to take care because you're the owner till closing.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Want
Yeah.
your money, you want your money, you gotta do it.
All right. So this was I hate doing this. I'm going to show y'all what ChatGPT said on that question. But this is exactly what the class said, which
You are
makes me
all
wonder where they
in
get it.
on ChatGPT,
You can
Anthony.
rescind a home sales contract if you have a valid reason. These are the three items that
that's
the class talked about.
right.
Fraud. You can't force me to the table if you're being fraudulent in the deal. Duress. If I can show the contract was signed under threat or coercion, and then in the mistake, if both parties were mistaken about essential terms, what they really talked about in the class was if you find out, oh, it's being foreclosed, oh, then I can't really sell it to you. They have to get out of it. So these are the items it talked about in that class, was fraud, duress, and mistake. So but it also talked about breach, and I'll have to look up where I put that because I pulled down a bunch of stuff and sent it to David um, to talk about, well, what about if it's just in breach? Well, what's breach? I'm going to fix the back door. I'm going to put a new door on the front. I'm going to change these windows, and you do none of that. You are in breach. Is the buyer forced to come to the table when it's that egregious? And what I got out of this class was that no, you don't. So very interesting.
Yeah, but that gets into, is it a material breach versus, hey, the door wasn't fixed
Right. And
and
that's
uh,
in the review, it said material breach. I'm like, well, wait a minute. That's
what?
it's and I slammed the course when they asked for my I'm like, this is
What classifies material breach?
let's see here.
I'm not going to say it's in the eye of the beholder, but it's not. It's one of those terms that, and again, I'm working off a memory that I'm trying to think in the house sales scenario, what would be a material breach?
Security, structural,
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that the there's a huge hole in the roof now.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
wide open. Um, that it's not being delivered in the same condition as required under the contract in that paragraph, that may provide an ability to say, I just want out because it is, it's now a material breach or material rising to the level of a material defect,
right.
potentially.
So
So,
this
but it
is
gets, go ahead.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, okay. And this is I have this thing, just so y'all know, I'm not giving up on being the broker. I'm not doing letting ChatGPT broker work. Under my real estate, I have these highlighted. And these pages are to the code of Virginia. I regularly, that's why I have it up on top here. I'll go here, but you type in breach of contract, which is what I just did, and you'll get the selections. So these are what it searched for. Breach of contract. Material breach is what I searched.
Hmm.
So breach of contract, material breach under 59.1. Um, and so whether it's in a breach of contract is determined by the agreement or in the absence of agreement, this chapter. If a party without legal excuse fails to perform an obligation. So this is where you would have, well, what is material breach? Hey, you're materially in breach. I'm not going to closing. But I would also say you just don't show up with a walkthrough form and say, we're not closing. This is like get advice from an attorney. Can I do this?
Yeah,
This is why you also want to do your walkthroughs. You got 7 days.
yeah.
Push that.
Hmm.
I want to do the walkthrough on day 5, 3, 2, not the day of closing. That's just don't. It's like,
Well, I like to do
it's
them on day
rare.
of,
Sometimes I have to, but it's rare that I do it on the day of closing.
see, I like to do them on day of closing because there could be a flood, there
Mhm.
could be a windstorm, there could be, hailstorm, there could be something, maybe the seller
Tree
is
down on
moving
the
out on the
roof.
last day,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
How do
what
you
I
not
would
do it
do
the
is
day of?
I would do a walkthrough that's like I'm going to see if there's stuff I say, look, this is a problem. You got 2 more days to fix it, and then do another walkthrough. But I get what you're
Right.
saying. Do it on
Mhm.
Wednesday, then do it again Friday morning, and then go. And just tell your seller, your buyer, we're going to go there twice, a couple of days before to make sure there's nothing that they need to work on, and then we're going to go there the morning of.
Yeah. I think
Are they
that's
Right.
allowed to do multiple walkthroughs? Is
Yeah.
that
yeah,
Yes.
with this new
Yeah.
contract, it does say that the buyers have the right to go 7. I think it was like that before, but now they have made an update
Walkthroughs
to
as
this.
Mhm.
provided.
Within
Yeah.
7 days before closing, you can actually do your
Yeah.
walkthrough. And that's usually bad, like if they're making repairs or something like that, then you at least have time versus like, oh my God, we're doing a walkthrough at 9 and closing is at 10 and now everybody is scrambling. Well, there's an
Yeah.
issue.
Right.
Right. So this is the latest info. This word was added here. Are y'all seeing that? Hold on, I'm
Yep.
sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Are you seeing it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. The final walkthroughs as provided below. Um, and this is in the property maintenance and condition inspections paragraph. Um, Regardless of whether contract is contingent, they're within 7 days prior. And it does say final walkthroughs. And that was an argument. People were saying, you already went through. It's Tuesday. You already did your final walk. And so they went back and added that. Said, no, you can go as many times as you want within 7 days prior to settlement. So that's there, paragraph 9. Good question.
This brings up a good practice from the listing agent perspective. If you have a house that's vacant,
Yeah.
you need to be in the house more often than just the walkthrough or in advance of the walkthrough, but you damn sure should go see what the condition of the house is before a buyer does a walkthrough.
Right. Okay. Anything else?
Let's know what David says about this whole rescission thing. I think you're right that they're mixing.
And to have it in a CE class, because I've still got like 2 more classes to take today and tomorrow. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is not what we've been done. And it didn't really point, it said if there's something that they disagree with and they can't come to an agreement, then they can rescind. That's as simple as it put it. And I'm like, wait a minute.
That sounds like the home inspection contingency where some buyers ask for something, they don't reach negotiation, and then the buyer has the election period.
Right.
Not hey, there's a potential or actual breach and a buyer, unless it's defined as a material breach in the contract, which our contracts don't, as a standard course, say,
Right.
or impossibility of like the essential element, those kind of things, which is not everything that is a breach. Hey, you didn't fix this door that you agreed to on the home inspection contingency removal addendum. My
Right.
client's walking away. It's like, okay, you're in default, and thank you for your EMD.
Right. And I think this right here, the breach is a substantial failure. And what are we getting into now? Well, define. What's the definition and who's all agreeing that it's substantial? Um, but then, and this is where I was thinking this through. Well, if they want to say they're rescinding, they can't, then it would seem to me, you can't sit there and not sign and say that I didn't sign, so there's my rescinding. You have to give notice you're rescinding.
Yeah.
Then that protects you, at least in your actions, from, I would think, protect you from being in default. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you say you're going to rescind, you need a piece of paper with your signature saying, I'm rescinding, and here's why. Um,
Hey,
so,
Anthony,
yeah,
if you're rescinding, you can still get your EMD back if everybody agrees to it,
you're
right?
supposed to. Yeah.
Okay.
But this is just it. None of this stuff right here is in the contract. It's like, I'm like, wait a minute. When was it? Yeah, 2000s when it was put into play. So that's why I'm having a talk with David and say, look, we got to walk. What does this mean? I'll probably have him do it, have him do a class. It's like,
Well,
come
and you
on
look at
here and answer that question.
the last subparagraph. The cumulative effect of non-material breaches may be material. So, I mean, this gets down into several levels of legal weeds that,
Mm,
boy, if you were a buyer, and I mean, could you imagine the E&O issue if, an agent took this course, advised their buyer client, hey, they didn't fix a door latch, and the
right,
seller's a material breach, and then you try to walk away with some notice, and yeah, that's that. I mean, unless David has, something else to say about it, that just
right.
seems something's off on that.
And this is see, this is where I'm not sure if what I'm showing you is actually breach of contract material breach
Yeah.
under the Uniform Computer Information Transactions Act,
Jeez.
under trade and commerce. So this is the contract law of it. It's not the real estate practices section of the code. Anyway, I'll nail that down, bring him on board, and we'll have a big talk about it a few times.
So just on the chance that it turns out that David says whatever they were saying, they were smoking something, what CE course is this to avoid?
Yeah, sorry, y'all. It was CE Shop,
Okay.
which I've used them. I was trying to use Mosley, and their system wouldn't let me get through. It wouldn't process my credit card. And I called them and I was like, I got to get this done. I can't wait for a call back. So I went ahead and went to CE Shop, got in. And then while I'm in there, they called me, hey, what's the problem? Yeah, we've had a couple of, sorry, I had to move. And CE Shop is a little bit more expensive. Mosley is $1 an hour. So for y'all, it'd be like what, 18 bucks? It used to be free. I did see the question there of which is the free one. It used to be Mosley, and now they're charging $1 an hour. Um, that's still pretty cheap. And it's like the one I'm in now. You got to sit your butt down in a chair and go through it. It times you and that kind of stuff. I think they're all
Yeah.
responding to that now.
Yeah, I just saw that Mosley doesn't do Maryland, so I think I'm gonna have to do CE
Yeah.
Shop, which is
Right. Yeah, I do
very
continuing ed
much
every
more
year. This is
expensive.
my year for Virginia. The next year is my year for Maryland, DC, and then the next year. So I'm in a continual CE mode. Yeah.
Yeah. So you always use CE Shop for Maryland?
Yeah, I do. There may be a
Okay.
different, I'm just a creature of habit, y'all. It's not because I'm
Me
championing
too.
them or not. I'm just like, well, that's where I go. You know, someone, you can get it for 50 bucks over here. I was like, I didn't know that. Just, you know, so, but yeah, oh, by the way, I'm looking to get my broker license in West Virginia. So apparently you can just put a code in and get it. We have an agent who does like 20 deals a year over there, or 18 years deals a year out of another Keller Williams office that has a. I'm like, well, that's stupid. I need to. So I'm going to get that West Virginia life for those who want to travel that far. Anya will. Don't get me into even Clark County.
I'd be the first one to say nope.
I was gonna say,
Anyway,
isn't Megan our resident farm expert?
our what farm?
Resident farm
Oh, you mean like
expert?
rural farm? Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
Yeah.
just I see her posting stuff about, farm animals and houses that she's showing.
Anyway, I do know if you
Y'all will
want to
be
have
lucky if you see
horses, you
me
got
by
to
the end
have.
of this year.
What was that?
I said, y'all will be lucky if you see me at the end of this year.
Yeah, yeah,
This
there
year
you
has
go,
already worn me down.
man. Yeah. All right. Anything else? What you got?
New Fed chairman appointed today.
What does that mean then? I mean, was it because the Powell retired?
Now
Or
his
was
his his
session
period,
was over?
yeah.
All right, so here's the thing. I was reading up on this whole thing about low interest rates and waiting to read the economy to get the low interest rate. And I was reading another article say, well, we do it that way because we've always done it that way. And I'm like, well, so you're telling me we're going to try to take these things down to 3% and leave them there? I think that's just going to heat up the economy too much. Maybe it's just me, but I'm like, you thought it was unaffordable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
Beyond my
Fannie
pay grade.
Mae and Mortgage Bankers Association had put out their January mortgage forecast for the rest of this year.
Yeah.
Fannie Mae has down to 6 the last 3 quarters of the year.
Yeah.
MBA is typically more conservative than Fannie Mae, but they've revised their December down to 6.1 for all of this year. So,
And usually,
basically
yeah.
no change from where we are right now.
And that usually means that you pay a point and you're getting it below 6. That might be where it's worth it. Yeah.
Where can we find that video that Lisa, when we had Lisa Servant
We
on?
haven't posted it yet. That's a
Okay.
good one. Yeah, we'll get that posted up. I
Okay.
didn't record it. I don't know who's got that. We'll find out and get it recorded.
Do,
Just so
do we
y'all
ever?
know, here's what we're doing now.
Yes.
We are going to, am I still sharing?
Yes.
Right. Okay. We're going to our drives now, and we have a drive that we're sharing. It's called the training videos drive. And so as we do videos, we'll pop them in here. Like this was the tech and social media videos that we've done so far. I just did this one from yesterday. the keeping it social, bright MLS updates, broker time live recordings. We're starting to pop them in here because we deal with some stuff that really we don't want out there in the public. So I think I sent to everybody a link to this video here, keeping it social. And so everyone that received that link should be able to click that one and see it. What I don't like about this, I think, is that I can't see who all has seen it or what has been seen. Oh, activity. Let's see what that does. Okay. So this is where I sent it. It may not tell me how many have watched it, but it says that I shared it. Right. Anyone with a, yeah, there we go. So if you come out there, so I guess what I need to share is the link to this training videos piece. And then everyone will have access to the forms here, I think. But that's where we're going. So it won't always be on YouTube. All right. Questions? Okay,
Yeah,
Megan, they have free classes for you and you pay for them through your dues. Plan early and take advantage of GCAR, MAR, and NVAR free classes. Okay, great. Well, I just wasted $150. How often we need to? The CE classes, Malik. Are you like brand spanking new? This is your first year, Malik?
Yep.
Okay, so you have to get 30 hours by your first year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's PLE.
Okay.
And then for the first year people, if anyone else is in your first year, by your first year, you get that 30 hours done. But once you get the 30 hours done, you've done your CE and you're good for like 3 more years. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
The
Thank
rest
you.
of us, and then once you're past that, you'll be like the rest of us. It's every other year by your end of your license month. So my month is March. So I have to have my license CE done by March 31. Virginia, much nicer about that than Maryland. Maryland now is if you don't have it 30 days before the deadline, you're considered late. And there's a $138 charge to get you reinstated. Guess how I found that out?
reason 473 why I don't really want anything to do with Maryland ever.
Okay. Is that your comment? That's what you want to say? So, anyway, Melanie loves Maryland. Just feeding her family, sort of.
Kind of, but it is so they do not make it easy.
No. Have you had a Virginia deal yet?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I've had two, and just it is a lot easier. I will.
By the way, Melanie lives in Maryland. So if y'all get someone or you have a Miller or anything, she lives there. So it's easier for her to
Yes, I will
help out.
happily.
But it
Yes,
also
I will
means,
happily.
yeah, if you got someone that's like, I don't have anything. She's one of the ones you want to grab and say, hey, I need help. And she's been baptism by fire, man. Nothing, a normal deal will not chill. She'd love it. Her stuff is like,
Please.
I don't know. Let me call the attorney on that one, Melanie. It's like these agents that have experience by time. She has experience by doing. It's like real experience. So anyway. All right. Anything else? What else?
Yeah, so I was doing those comps yesterday, and Anthony, since I know that you look at the tax assessments a lot,
Mhm.
have you discovered a pattern of how much they are normally, like percentage wise, like how much the price of the house is based on the tax assessment? Because they were all over the place.
Yeah, I haven't looked at that this year. But even when I've tracked it, what I have found is that it is it's different community by community. not even zip code by zip code.
Yeah.
Because as you know, the the everyone I think knows this, but your tax assessment, boom, it hits in January and stays there all year long. And then the market does this, you know.
Hmm.
So if that community has an outlier, it's going to show, oh, it's selling for 25% more than the tax assessment. And then you have a couple of houses, but so a zip code's the better way to do that, but I would narrow it down specifically to um, like properties that are 4 bedrooms. So let's say like zip code. Let's do my favorite zip code, 22153. And let's say that we are looking at closings in the last 60 days of four plus, no, not four, 4 bedrooms. I'm going to say 3 baths, and I'm going to say 1 half bath, and I'm going to say detached, and I'm going to say a 2 car garage. So, okay, so in 60 days, okay, let's do 180 days. So in 180 days in 22153, this exact property is sold 13 times. Okay. If I just do all of, but that's how taxes are. You add on another bedroom. Let's do 2. So it's 11, 2 only, 13. So if I do 4 plus, and 2 plus, I'm getting 51. But that's not going to give me a real, because you know how these tax records are. If I got a 5th bedroom that was installed in the basement legally, that tax record's going to go up. So I really need to be close to, I want 4 bedrooms. I want, let's say, 3 bathrooms, regardless of what kind they are. And there's 18 in the last 180 days in 22153. So that's where I would then use my report, this one here, and I got the tax assessment, I got the closed price. Okay. And so, well, I see what's going on here. And just so you know, here's how you would figure this one out. Okay. I'm going to do all, and I'm going to, if you guys got a second, it'll be the last thing we'll do today. You're going to love this. This is so easy. How many use Excel? Anybody use Excel? Yeah. Okay.
Me.
Great. All right. So this is Excel. Are y'all still seeing my screen?
Yes.
All right. Now, very easily, this is the close price. Highlight this.
Uh-huh.
Look at the lower right-hand corner here. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
There's your average right there.
Uh-huh.
Average is 854, 483. Okay,
Uh-huh.
483. What's my average tax assessment for the community? 805. So I'm not even having to do any kind of special stuff.
Yeah, that's a good
Anyway,
idea.
so then what do I have here? 854, 805, 895. So then we got my handy dandy calculator, and I do
12% or so.
805, 895, take away 854, 483 equals divided by 805, 895. They're selling for an average 4 bedroom, 3 bathrooms, whether they're 2 bedrooms or one, in 22153 in the last 6 months have sold for 6% over their tax assessment.
Mm.
So I would not use that as a means of dictating what the price is,
Mm-hmm.
but I would take my tax assessment and on this target property say,
Mm-hmm.
well, if we add 6%, let's see what happens. So let me make sure that's right. So 679, 180 plus 6% equals 719. So that was the average for everything, but then I took the top one there, 679, added 6%. I'm pretty close It's
Mhm.
between the list and close price. It's off by $4,000, but it's pretty close. So that one actually sold for, um, anybody know how to do that quicker besides taking away? So, 715, take away 679, 180 equals divided by 679, 180. That one sold for 5.2% more.
Mm.
Okay. So, but you can at least get an average here of in this zip code, 4 bedrooms, three bathrooms, not 2.5, but just 3 bathrooms in that zip code. And I just bring them all down in the last 6 months. That's what they've been doing. So now I'm going to use that as a my brain category of it shouldn't be selling for more than 5 to 7% more than tax assessment. If
Mhm.
it does, it's an outlier. What'd
Yep.
they do? Did they bang up, bang out? What does the tax record not know?
Mhm.
I mean, I
So,
see a lot of
I,
tax records where they're getting a good price, but the tax record says 4 bedrooms, and yet they got a full bedroom and a full bath in the basement that they never reported. That's why permits are so important from a tax structure perspective.
yeah.
You go, wow, I'm paying less. Yeah, but you're going to maybe get less.
Mhm. So you wouldn't do it by square footage, you'd do it by
You
beds and
know, some probably would. Again, what's in that square footage? An updated kitchen, an upgraded kitchen. Um, is it hardwoods versus carpet? I mean, I don't know.
So
They
you mean like
really, yeah,
you mean like all the improvements or the extensions that we do, they're not included as far as the tax calculation is concerned.
they are supposed to be. If people permitted them,
Hmm.
then they would be because the county, what we call it, Aunt Virginia and Cousin Fairfax. Cousin Fairfax would have come in here and said, "Oh, you redid your kitchen and baths. All right, I'm going to add on another $20,000 in value."
I often get called by the Fairfax County tax assessor's office after townhouses of mine close,
Mm,
and they want to ask me about upgrades
yeah.
to get a better sense of
Mm,
assessed value of that property.
yeah. So that's a good question, Malik. Isn't it automatically done? Well, if they did permits, the county knows, okay, there's some increase in value here on this property. I don't know how they do it, but that's the difference there between the two. Um, and then also you've got look
But
what's
the
been going on the last 6 months for
Chris,
pricing.
yeah,
Yeah.
Chris on this point would be like it should be, there should be a universal way of like I second Chris because she asked about the square footages, so that would be more easier to find out like what's going on with the pricing. Rather, we're gonna get an idea of like what's the maximum and the minimum or the average price,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna go ahead and calculate
Right.
that. There should be something related to the square footages.
Good point. So Bright does that. So I've highlighted my search and I'm going to do the result stats. And Bright's going to show me what's the average price per square foot. Where is that? Here it is. This column right here.
It-
Closing dollar per square foot. So I'm looking at, let's put this in square foot order.
and this is just above ground, right?
I'm really not sure.
Mhm.
But let's put that above ground, run another results. I think it adapts to what order I've put it in. It doesn't. So it's, yeah, above ground square footage
Okay.
is 477 for Lady Lewis, okay? Um, these are in price order here. So these properties in the mid eights, see this in the mid eights here? 849, 849, 845. Look at my square footage. Okay. I can't take that 339 and multiply 1454 by it. That's going to drop this price tremendously. That's why I've not been a big fan of square footage price in a resale
We
community
have to
in
multiply that.
Virginia.
That would be with 2408. I think so. Yeah.
Which one?
330.
Yeah.
Yeah, 339. If you're gonna multiply it, I think so there would be a same result, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but see, this one is the same type of house. It's sold
Oh
for
yeah.
830. This
Hmm.
one sold for 818, but I got a two
Difference.
hundred and $20 square foot difference.
Hmm.
That's not going to calculate well. So I'm not a big believer in using square footage for valuation in Virginia.
Yeah, and it's probably
People from the
based on,
West come here, they're always asking square footage. And I'm like, we don't really do it that way.
yeah, and it's probably based on the style of house too. Like if it's a
Hmm. Yeah,
bi-level, split level, it's
that's a good point. I
mhm.
mean, anyway, we could keep going on about that. I know none of us have anything else to do since we're all still snowed in. Hey, kudos. Is Sherry here? No, there she is. Sherry looked great yesterday, man. She like came dressed up. I'm like, these are not your snow clothes. Like, no, I had to do a walkthrough. I said, you like really decked out for it. She looked good. She had a jacket on and it looked really nice. And of course, looking at me, I got my shirt tucked out and I have my jeans on and tennis shoes. It's like, and I went,
I was doing a walkthrough and a
yeah,
closing for Mitch.
yeah. Anyway, but is everyone dug out? Is everybody okay? Those of you that do not have your screen on, are you out in the driveway right now? Is that what you're doing? All right. Well, y'all have a safe weekend. And
Anthony, can you call me back? I got a response.
who's that? Okay, great. Was
Thank
that
you.
Megan? Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. All right. See y'all later.
Bye.
Thanks, Anthony.
Bye, thank
everybody.
you.
Bye.